Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you
government's wrong, the fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another Global Racing Truck Series race, live from the virtual Richmond Raceway, as we're going to do it for race number 22 of the 2025 season here as we get our countdown to green, presented by Icon Apparel Company, underway. And we're going to go over the weather, we're going to go over points and all that good stuff before we take the green flag here this evening. 75 degrees in the air. A lot of humidity. I'm kind of surprised we're in Richmond, Virginia at almost 90%. That's wild. Overcast, but also got that sunset. See, it's a little orange glow in the sky. That's kind of cool. And 7-mile-an-hour winds, which won't affect any guys because, well, this is Richmond. It's short track racing, and that's not a thing here. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and to my right side, the man of 1,000 hats, Mr. Dustin Logston, Walter White, whatever you want to call him. Here he is, live in the flesh, pressing the buttons, talking to me on the camera. What's up?
Oh, apparently I need to be man of 1,001 hats because I forgot to swap over one camera feed. So for a brief moment, I was Colt Ainsley. What's going on, my man?
Colt Ainsley, what's going on, dude? We're doing good. Busy weekend. We're calming down finally for the rest of the night. Get to call a great race. The truck race and cup race this weekend was phenomenal at Richmond. Probably one of the best weekend events all year round. And the global guys just going to do it again. They're going to do the same thing they just did the past couple nights.
Yeah, glad to see that Austin Dillon could get the win without wrecking two people. So I mean,
absolutely.
Always plus sides to that, but no,
it's giving our Keith guy too much shit too.
But no, I mean these guys they're gonna put on a good show. I mean this track here, probably one of my favorite short tracks. This place in Bristol, out of all of them, that I absolutely love. And Jimmy, it seems like it doesn't matter what we race here, even the crappy Gen 7 cars that are just atrocious and god awful and can probably be thrown in a pit and set on fire and make a lot of people happy, real drivers included, they still put on an excellent show at this track. This is an amazing facility.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. You got a shit car, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can still put on a good race from time to time. And Richmond's guess is just that track. It's not my favorite personally out of the short tracks on the Cup schedule. Richmond's the bottom one. But it's still a fun place, and I love watching it, so there's that. It's more of a driver's track because it's very finesse-like on the throttle. Both Turn 2 and Turn 4 exit. You get that really sweeping Turn 4, a lot of speed, a lot of weight, and a tight radius, so the wheels just want to kick out. And then Turn 2 is such a sharp exit that you're cranking on the wheel, and that thing can break loose just like that. Plus, if you touch the apron, it's a tricky track, but it's a lot of fun. And these guys in practice, I've been watching them. They're crashing a little bit here, so that might or might not.
Turn 2 looks like it might be the coffin corner. Either too much wheel into it and the truck breaks loose, or too much wheel and it just plows and takes out the Turn 2 safer barrier wall. So it's going to be a tough one.
We'll find out, man, as we got 250 laps here tonight. Lots of laps for this short place, but we'll figure it out. We're going to go full screen. It's qualifying time for race number 22. We're going to see who takes the top spot for the grid. The top 5 in practice was Michael Thorpe, EJ Luna, Bobby Mantle, Jacob Grant, and Dustin Franklin. And Dustin has a filing in, and we get to watch some drivers. First, shout-outs on YouTube. Michael Thorpe, He's rooting on Mr. Michael Thorpe Jr., of course. And Belva Feltz early in the chat saying Rick Rat Club in the park. So there we go. 2 people shouting out, 9 watching for this qualifying session.
Yeah, absolutely. Qualifying is going to be really important here, Jeremy. I mean, the further you start up, the better off you are. The more trucks you have to pass, the more you are going to wear down and heat these tires up. So qualifying position, definitely a key right now. Is as it sits, Austin McGill's on that top spot, 21.61. We're riding on board with Bobby Mantle as he's coming around to complete his second and final lap.
Posting a time, 21.707. Just shy of his practice time. Going to file him currently P2 with that out of the 5 times posted. Now 6. Just a quick little recap on the points here. Let me get them pulled up on my end. As this is what these, don't want to be misquoting myself here. Yeah, second to last race. Actually, no, the final race. This is the final race before the Cup battle. They call it Chase for the Cup, but they're in trucks. I don't know why they're calling it Cup, but
because the trophy's a cup. I don't know.
You know, I wonder if it is. I wonder if they're actually handing out these guys a cup trophy. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, 250 laps settle this thing out, and then we're going to Milwaukee Mile next week to start it off. So the bubble driver is your 16th place, of course, which right now, after last week, Brody Marinko fell down 2 spots. He should be falling out after that. So it would give the position to Stephen Knight. He would be in. So Stephen Knight and Justin LeBlanc only separated Dustin by 8 points. So which one's in, which one's out? It's going to be most likely Stephen Knight versus Justin LeBlanc to get the points.
Well, especially as LeBlanc is not in attendance right now. So
yeah. That's true. Yeah, I'm not going over the list of drivers, and you are correct. So with 2 minutes left, what's the over-under? Does he make it?
I'm thinking probably not.
He says not. I'm going to have to agree with you. So if that's the case, it's going to move Stephen Knight in regardless. But then, let's see, Chuck Cobb is 12 points out. He's still got a chance. But what about a new first-time winner?
LeBlanc is no longer part of the series. That is why I'm saying probably not. So Marinko and LeBlanc both not part of the series anymore.
Okay.
So they are cycled out. So Stephen Knight would take over Marinko's spot at 16th in points, and whoever is behind LeBlanc is actually who is on the outside looking in.
Yeah, which should be Mr. Chuck Cobb sitting at minus 298 versus Stephen Knight's 286. So still a 12-point variant. Could happen. You got 22 entries here. There could be some things that happen. Also, some new first-time winners. You know, there's also that possibility. I see at least one new driver. I think it's a new driver. Marvel Spearman. I don't recognize that name. So
correct.
We have a couple unknowns. And then look at the top of the qualifying. Joshua
Altis. Look at that.
He's got
21.55.
3 starts, only 1 top 5. So he's averaging 33% in the top 5. Well, I guess he can't really make it since he had 3 starts. So I don't know. It might be interesting. David Holsey inside the top 10 in qualifying, keeping up with the fast guys. He might have a chance. Do you think there's going to be any outliers to sneaking their way into the points that currently are not?
It's tough. I mean, this is a tough track to end it on because anything could happen. You could be running well. And if we have long green flag run, Jeremy, it's a short track. So you are going to have lap traffic. There's going to be so many other variables that play into this. I mean, I've seen drivers capitalize on it and make the gains, and I've seen this bite drivers in the hindquarters and have championship playoff implications.
It's a track that can get congested real quickly, cause a big wreck just like that. You could be blindsided if your name's Chase Elliott after thinking you're going to be clear. Things can happen here. But all right, Dustin, these guys are getting on grid. I'm going to shout out our partner before we go ahead and do so, iconapparelcompany.com. If you want your esports team or your real life team to be suited with some of the best customized jerseys, the market has to offer, head yourself over to iconapparelcompany.com. Full-blown customization on the website. It is just click, drop, drag, place, whatever you got to do to design your stuff on the website. Submit, purchase, they ship it to you. Easy as that. And you're going to use Super Nerd at checkout for 25% off. Again, iconapparelcompany.com. And here we go. Starting lineup for race number 22 at Richmond for Global. Joshua Altes and Tyler Honeycutt start on the front row. Row 2, Michael Thorpe Jr. and Austin McGill. Row 3, Bradley Minor and EJ Luna. Row 4, David Holsey, Ricky Hudgens. Row 5, Bobby Mansell, Matthew Escalera. Row 6, Michael Hayes and Jonathan Gaston. Row 7, Dustin Franklin, Danny White. Row 8, Jacob Grant, Jeff Weimer. Row 9 will be Marvel Spearman and Stephen Knight. Row 10, Shane Wielden and Chuck Cobb. In the last row, Callum Bailey and Abram Ghostin. Here's your 22 truck lineup. 2 pace laps. Then we go green flag for 250 laps. This is going to be a long one, but a very fun one.
Absolutely. Sorry, going through my camera angles, and as they're sitting right now, every single TV angle is tucked up right behind the turn 1 grandstands. Love it.
Yeah. This track is so new. Our beloved Whiplash cam pack. It's just not. It's got a lot of great angles still, but turn 1 specifically is eating us alive here. So if we catch one of those random glimpses of the new 3D textured grandstands in turn 1, as we just go behind the scenes there, I think it's going to be a great camera angles regardless, because Dustin knows how to fly a drone, so you always have that. The tower cameras, like this one, is very good. Great shot off of turn 4. Backstretch shots are wonderful. It's just that turn 1, there might be a hiccup. That's okay. That's okay.
I'm just going to have to be on the buttons every time they come to turn 1. I'm just going to have to pop it to tower 2 or tower 3, and then when they come out of turn 2, pop it back to TV.
Yeah, so you got it. You know what you're doing. You've done this a time or two.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Pace car lights, of course, are off. We're going green flag this time around. Let's see. Watch the tire spin. I know they're on fresh tires, but these are trucks. They weigh like nothing in the rear end, minus the fuel. They're still, when they get to the green flag, these trucks are still turning kind of sharp-like. So especially on restarts without fresh tires, might be a problem. Here we go. This 94 looking like Everett Lane from Wednesdays. Green flag is underway here. I saw a couple of movement, a couple trucks, wiggle off of turn 4, but there we go. Looks like it's clean through the start. Turn 1, the 94 already moving up a lane or 2, which, Dustin, this might happen. Quite a few people will go to that second, third groove, no doubt.
Yeah, and you're going to see them playing around with the groove. Something else we just seen it happen there is the runs these drivers are going to get on the competitors in front of them. Sometimes it's so enticing to try to dive it down there going into turn 1 or into turn 3, and you gotta be careful, because if you don't judge it right, worst case scenario will happen.
Good start for the top 10, so about 10th place or so. There are a couple trucks 2x2. We got Bobby Mansell in the 89 looking under the 76, and David Holsey. This is a battle for 7th and 8th place. Oh, as David gets a little wiggle off of turn 2, almost touches the right front fender of Bobby Mansell in the 89. Very difficult to pass, especially early on, Dustin. There's just some momentum that's carried through this entire sweeping corner sets, especially in 3 and 4. It's just so hard to pass on the bottom.
Yeah, and that's another reason why, during qualifying, we stated the qualifying position is so important at this track. This is one of those tracks, like you said, it's hard to pass at. So you are going to use your stuff up. And, Dustin Franklin, wicked loose.
No.
Coming out of the corner, and we got an accident there. That's going to be Jonathan Gaston gets looped around, and we have our first caution flag, Jeremy.
First caution, lap number 5. As we're going to jump quickly to the Nerd TV replay. We're going to figure out what happened right there off of turn number 4. You notated the 74. Mr. Dustin himself. Dustin and Dustin got the camera angles. An overcorrection. Oh, my, is indeed. Bam. Pancake. And then Jacob Grant, I guess, didn't recognize how slowed up the truck was and just swooped up the track like he was too tight or something and found the 72 of Jonathan Gaston off the exit as well.
Oh, and then Marvel Spearman man, trying to figure out which way to go as Gaston was trying to get a hold of it. Oh, man. Yeah, there was a check up there because Gaston seen Franklin ping off the wall and start to come back down. Now, Dustin Franklin was able to keep it up high, but Jonathan Gaston didn't know that, so he was reacting, was slowing up there, and like you said, Jacob Brandt just did not get the memo. This stuff happens in such a short period of time. He couldn't do it. Just tagged Gaston enough in the left rear to send him around.
And that's it. Not too much damage. Maybe the 74 might have a toe issue because he did slam the wall kind of hard, but it was a pancake. It wasn't an angled shot, so he might be okay in that 74 to continue to run at normal pace. Next time around, we should be getting those lights off the pace car, which will give us the one to go. That'll give us an idea how many pace laps there is per caution set. What it looks like it might be 4. We'll see here. But there was a lead change that happened in that first 5 laps. Joshua Altus falls to second. And this man, this 34, he's been fast all year, Dustin, but he has been extraordinarily fast this past month or so. This 34, Michael Thorpe Jr., on fire, and pace car lights did not turn off. So we're going to go 4 to 5 pace laps per caution cycle.
Yeah, Michael Thorpe Jr. definitely been on a tear as of this last month. I mean, he was, and not just on oval, Jeremy. I mean, we've seen him drive it to victory lane at Watkins Glen as well. So, I mean, he's been on a tear big time and really securing his point standings. He's definitely one of the drivers that once these playoffs start, they're probably going to want to keep an eye on, because if he maintains this momentum, and we've talked about momentum before, that when momentum's on your side, man, stuff just seems like it keeps on clicking the way that you want it to click. And I mean, he's dialed in big time.
What do you mean momentum's a thing? I don't think it is at all. I'm just kidding. It's huge, especially here, especially coming to the playoffs. Momentum means a lot to a lot of these drivers. And half a lap left. We're going to go back to green flag. Let's see what the 34 can do with this restart control, being your new leader. 1 lead change amongst the first 10 laps. Let's see how this restart works. The tire spins almost on the first start of the race. And, the 94 just forgets to go. Joshua Altus is going to check up the outside there a little bit. It's going to bring Austin McGill to second place as he gets to turn number 1, clears the 94. They're 2x2 on back until, there we go, so about 6th on back, side by side still.
Oh, yeah, I got some good racing here. Restarts are always hectic, and they're always nerve-grinding because you're just trying to get back into the rhythm there, trying to get your position so you can start pulling laps, and then you get in side-by-side battles like you are here with Brad Miner, David Holsey. And, Jeremy, these battles don't just last a lap. These things will go on for 4, 5, 6, 8 laps continuously until finally one driver prevails over the other. Oh, big slip up there by Holsey, almost into the door panel of Miner.
Holsey made a close call there. As they get to turn number 1, I've noticed, Dustin, this track is new. The pace car lights are still blaring on, so when they go to turn number 1, you see this huge beam of light across the track. That's just pace car lights. I'm surprised they don't turn those things off here.
Yeah, like you said, revamped. It's a new track. And, I mean, they're going to have their bugs from time to time. But there you see those lights. They're just beaming across. Good battle here between the 1 of Mike Hayes and the 91 of Ricky Hudgens. Mike Hayes is going to take that position. And Hudgens, this is the hard thing about this track, Jeremy. If you do not get back down to defend that bottom line, it is like a choo-choo train on that bottom side if somebody else can get their nose down there.
And sometimes it very well can be, yeah. If you don't have the optimal grip to be on the second groove, yeah, it could just push you on back and back and back until it's finally cleared. There's a decent amount of space between per truck at the moment. We'll see. The top two, you got them on your screen. They've been starting to pull away from this 94 and 24 just a little bit, as those two have a half a second plus lead over third and fourth, and everybody else on back. Everybody, I do believe every single person at this time is single filed already, Dustin, for the first 15 laps. I think we should go early on this one. Turn up the tunes. Listen to these trucks zooming by as they're still all together. We'll be right back. And back. Full screen here. That was turn up the twos. Listen to the trucks as they were single filing along here early on in this race. Lap 25 underway of scheduled 250. So still got a long way to go, and these guys are driving like it. But Austin McGill, welcome to the lead during that segment. The 99 is your third different leader amongst two lead changes, as he is now trying to pull away from that 34.
Yeah, and Full Throttle Motorsports, I mean, these two drivers, Jeremy, we've been calling their names quite a bit up front over the last month and a half. And we've talked to them in the post-race podium show, the Nerd TV podium. And they absolutely enjoy racing each other like this and having fun doing it, keeping it clean, putting on a good show. But this is a team that is new, you know, for this season here, and has really come in the second half of the regular season. They have really started. I mean, somebody just lit a fire under them, and they've just been coming to life here. You know, if you look back to seasons prior, You know, Grim Reaper Motorsports was a team that was there. I mean, that team's a defending team champion for last season. And, I mean, they've still had a lot of success with Jacob Grant, but a lot of that was early part of the season leading up to mid part of regular season. And now we've been talking a lot about these blue spoilers of Full Throttle Motorsports.
Yeah, it seems like almost every single week. You're right. It just blue spoilers were not there in the beginning, but they are definitely here on the back half of 2025. And then you got this guy. He started first. He's currently third, kind of floating around. He's actually faster than your leaders the past couple laps. Only 3 prior starts to this year. Joshua Altis. He's in a new team. He's not actually listed on the photoshopped sheet for drivers and teams. But based off of SDK, he's from SNB Motorsports, so just gonna rock with that. But he's a black spoiler out here, the lone one to be so, and he's moving. He gains 3/10 in the past 3 laps.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, the driver that can go around here and put down a quick lap like that is a driver that definitely knows how to make their way around this circuit here, and he is closing in. And here pretty soon, Jeremy, that two blue spoiler tandem pack up there racing hard and fun for that first position, soon going to be a 3-truck pack, is Altis is coming. He's separated himself away from the 24 of EJ Luna. EJ Luna still holding strong right now. But that two-truck pack is going to become a 3-truck here in just a number of laps, Jeremy.
Austin McGill takes the lead, and then Michael Thorpe Sr. on YouTube goes, "Go full throttle, 34 and 99. Wee." So he's got his drivers locked in and ready. Altis was 0.9. This guy, go to his roof camera facing forward if you don't mind. Watch how much he gains in the corners. These guys up front are single file, but just look the closure rate from turn 1 entrance to center. He doesn't lose it on exit at all, as we get our raceepi.com race telemetry. But the entrance, look how much room he's gaining. He's sticking the L line and driving it fast in. This thing is hooked up right now for this mid-run.
Yeah, and we're looking at the telemetry here, and look, that right there tells you. So these lead trucks are dipping down to 195 to 194 on corner entry. Altis, on the other hand, that one there he did, but the last set of corners going into 1, though, he kept that thing about 198 just on his entry going in. So, I mean, he's gaining on it. Yeah, see, 190, 197. He's down to 197 average there, where the other two were down to about a 194 to 195. 2 mile an hour, 2 to 3 mile an hour may not seem that big of a difference, especially for the brief second it is, but every time that difference is there, Jeremy, he's cutting thousandths of a second off here, hundreds of a seconds off there on that split gap between himself and your front 2 lead trucks.
If 2 miles an hour doesn't sound like much watching the broadcast in a race, just think to yourself the last time you were on a 3-lane highway and the left lane was clogged up by someone doing 72 and not 75, you'll get the picture. That's kind of what it looks like right here. That 2-3 mile an hour difference is huge on this run, who's now almost just a half a second away from the race leader. About 4 truck lengths separates the 34 and the 94. You see them all on the same camera angle now, the little zoomed in one. These guys doesn't have a 2.5 second lead over 4th place EJ Luna. But this guy who's only had 3 starts prior, trying to come in here and steal this party.
And he's closing in. And now it's the go rate that we always talk about, Jeremy. Catching a driver on a track, whether it be a real life track or a simulated track, is one thing. Passing that driver is a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, if you go high, you're not going to get the run that you need. If you go low, you're going to get pinched. It's very difficult to set these things up here at Richmond, especially. Bristol's kind of easy. Martinsville's pretty easy. This track, nah, forget about it. Has some action about 8th or 9th, 10th place. Right now we got also just want to bring some light to the other drivers. You got Michael Hayes started at 11th. He's trying to pass now 7th place David Holsey.
These two have been
He's tied
battling
inside
for
with
laps
him.
now.
They have been. He took a little break, but now he's back at it. Cooled off them tires and once more trying to crack that top 7.
Yeah, they've been going at it for a number of laps, and like you said, Mike Hayes has been working on it. Made his return last week at Watkins Glen. Finally heard enough of the Nerd TV crew calling him out, and probably some of the Global Racing League drivers calling him out for being in the chats rather than in the cockpit. And he made his return last week, and he's back this week at Richmond. So, driver that, based on points, he is in the playoffs. So, definitely wants to keep doing that. Another driver that's been on the move, that man right there in the 19, Jacob Grant, up 5 spots from where he started. He is slowly working his way forward as well.
He's struggling now with Ricky Hudgens. Yeah, he's up to 5 spots, Jacob Grant is. But the tires do not appreciate him driving that much. So, he's kind of just struggling right now. A little bit tight on corner exit for the 19 as he checks up for Hudgens. He almost gets him cleared. This time he has a decent chance. Hudgens goes up to the 2nd to 3rd lane almost. Sweeping exit. Loses a little bit there on the nose. This might be a good chance for the 19. Can he take this spot to move him into P9? Yes. He got him. He finally did it.
And it's super, super tough to pass, especially when you can't fully hold that yellow line. You can't paint that yellow line. If your truck gets pushy off those corners and you have a truck above you, it gets really, really tough there because you have to back it down and back way out of it just to prevent from drifting up into that truck.
Very challenging. Absolutely. They get it figured out, Dustin. They're single filed out. Michael Thorpe Jr. is starting to lose ground on Austin McGill, who Austin, I used to throw him some shade a couple months ago about his long run not being the way it needed to be, but with the Full Throttle Motorsports help and Michael Thorpe Jr., he's changed it. He's become a very good long run driver all of a sudden, getting help with his teammates and setups and whatnot. But Michael Thorpe now needs to take a page from the 99 on how he's running Richmond because Altus is here and looking at now the slower 34, who is now over a half a second behind the 99.
Yeah, well, and it could be, I mean, Michael Thorpe Jr. still in striking distance of Austin McGill. It could be that right now they realize in 94 was catching. There's no point in racing each other that hard. Save those tires and those temps to sit here and hold off the 94 of Joshua Altus. I mean, that could be a ploy as well at this point in time. But like you said, Altus, he's there. He is on the back bumper right now of the 34. Well, I mean, give a truck length and a half or so. But, I mean, from where he was 5 laps ago, he's there, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's just thinking about his time. And now I'm watching him go back to Michael Hayes. We're going to retweet back to this group of trucks. Jacob Grant's here to battle. The number 1 2 laps ago was running the 4th and 5th groove. He was putting his truck where the 76 is right now and making some time as 76 sees that. And look at that launch he gets off of turn 4. All of a sudden, he's off the camera screen. There goes Michael Hayes, going to go up to the 2nd lane. And some of these guys are utilizing that high early apex, straightening out in the corner and getting a good launch off corner exit. If you can do it correctly, carries a lot of extra speed. But just keep watching them. I think they're going to start alternating on who does it. Jacob Grant's going to throw it in deep this time. Make it stick. He's tight. It's actually working, but not going to happen.
Oh, but one of Mike Hayes scuffed the wall there coming out of turn 2. That's going to allow Jacob Grant to maintain his nose there side by side through 3 and 4. Off of turn 4, though, there's that high side momentum you were talking about if you can get the angle right, and Mike Hayes did. So he secures that spot for the time being.
Struggled to get the outside go, and you got someone on the inside because you really need to swoop the corner down as low as you can to make the exit flawless. But Jacob is putting his nose there. It's blocking the one of Michael Hayes to do anything with it. I was around lap 54 this time, Dustin. We're going to go ahead and take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. You won't miss a beat. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Getting hot and heavy this lap here as we're kicking it back. It's a full screen from our first commercial break, and you saw the 19 hit the number 1, and the 91 comes through and slides it up, and more contact, and they got it figured out, and then they're spaced out because of it. So that was kind of action-packed there for lap 63.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely got hot and heavy, and it was getting hot and heavy up towards your podium positions. Is there for about 4 laps. These two drivers on your screen were duking it out side by side. Altis trying to get the run on the inside, but Thorpe Jr. able to carry that momentum and hold him at bay to maintain that P2 right now. But that has not slowed Altis down at all. And actually, they are catching the 99 of McGill. So this is going to get interesting here, Jeremy, in just a number of laps.
Yes, it will. As one truck cautions out. Dustin Franklin, I think, either missed the pit road entrance or spun out in turn 3. Can't figure that out. As he is going to bring out the second caution this evening, just like the first, and it's going to be a missed pit road entrance. That's a little.
Oh
too
yeah,
late.
look at those tires.
Too late.
Look at those tires trying to turn, missed it, and then right into the safer barrels.
Talk about a call that was last second. Literally,
Ugh.
he completely missed the orange box before coming down pit road, or at least trying to. Just missed call altogether from Dustin Franklin, the 74. And yeah, he's going to be the owner of the first and second caution of tonight's race.
Yeah, and it's a tough pit entry at times, Jeremy. I mean, it catches you off. I mean, one, because it's a short track anyway. And I mean, this is the speed on this track is pretty decent, and then you have to woe it down. But your tires, when you get down there to try to start wowing it down, I mean, you've seen Dustin Franklin's tires. They were cranked all the way to the left, and that bad boy, it was like driving on snow. For those of you that don't know what snow's like, because you maybe live down around the Florida region, that's how it is. You go to turn, your car just keeps going straight. So it can definitely be a tough pit road entry if you're not on your marks.
100% there is. We get everyone pitted, and when they cycle back around, let's see if anything changes on. And Dustin's got some funnies back here.
Oh, Flow 2K3 cracking us up. I love it. Hey, it's Dustin. I know that guy. I'll definitely message him about those poor barrels he murdered.
If Kyle Larson from Homestead a couple years ago didn't showcase that already, that you can't do it. You can't do it. All right. And so Dustin Franklin making sure the coating was in effect properly, and yes, those things still are not good for your truck. So there you go. Please give him some flack for us. That'd be fun to talk about. Maybe next week. Who knows? But Austin McGill still leading this thing, Dustin, after pit stops.
Yeah, Austin McGill still leading it. Michael Thorpe Jr. in second. Joshua Altus third. EJ Luna fourth. So your top four have not changed. And Tyler Honeycutt up there in P5. So Honeycutt is working his way back up. Started in third position, but has fallen back at the start. If you remember all the way back at the start, Jeremy, he was on the high side, and he went all the way back, now working his way back towards the front again. So this is going to be a very crucial restart. We've seen what these trucks can do, what these drivers can do. We've seen the long run, so now we're going to see what drivers put themselves in position to try to get that long run set up, Jeremy, as we get ready to go back. Green flag flies. Austin McGill leads the 34. Michael Thorpe Jr. Excellent start for that inside row.
Green flag, green flag, green flag. Lap 71 will be the restart number. Through one and turn two, the 94 Altus really tying off turn two. Going to allow Thorpe to squeeze by. Now here comes the champ in Flow 2K3's eyes. EJ Luna, been lurking in fourth all race long. Now trying to get himself into the top three. Really close to doing so. Then, I don't know. Let's see. He's got the position now. He's got a good set of tires. Let's see what the 24 can't do up here.
Yeah. And Flow 2K3's mine. The champ is here.
Caution. Lap 72 on the speedway. And it's going to involve the 73 of Jeff Weimer on your screen here. Going to be off of turn two. As we get that wonderful camera pack we told you about earlier. But here we go. Just loopsy daisies, cold tires, lightweight trucks. And number 30.
Spearman got a little piece of it and then got a bigger piece of the wall, but not too terrible. Could have been a whole lot worse. Oh man. Gaston and Cobb both get a piece of Weimer, though, as he was sliding to a stop.
Yeah, that was it's kind of rough there. Multiple trucks involved. I think about 5 in total as they went 3 wide, trying to squeeze around a truck, blocking off half the raceway. Did not make for a great time. So this third caution will come out officially on lap 72. As Austin McGill continues to lead this thing. So far, 2 lead changes, 3 drivers, and now 3 cautions for the first 73 laps in this event. Everyone's back down pit road for the most part. Except for your top running guys, of course. We're going to shout out one of our partners. Saw him on the screen a little bit ago. And I'd like to shout them out one more time. RaceEPI.com. If you want to win races, win championships, and any open official stuff or a league with open setups, RaceEPI.com. Today, Elite Performance Industries will get you to victory lane.
Yeah, always good to have the backing of a good setup company, good setup builders, especially in a league like Global Racing League. This is an open setup. These drivers bring in their own setups. They are altering the setups to their driving styles. So it's a whole new beast, Jeremy, when you go from racing something fixed where you don't have to worry about it to racing something where you have to make the adjustments to your driving style in order to be competitive. And I tell you what, I mean, these guys, they bring it. I mean, we've got Team Conti out there representative. We've got TWRS out there, represented. I mean, and that's just a couple of them that I know. I mean, I know that Lone Star, I know, uses Conti. I know Reaper uses Conti. Obviously, we know Full Throttle Motorsports probably using TWRS. It's one of the main sponsors for Michael Thorpe Jr. And a lot of these other drivers out here, I don't know what setups they're using, whether it's their own or whether they're going through a company. But there's a lot of setup companies out here that are potentially represented for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And got a fun one here for you. He's about to go back to green flag. The guy in the bubble that we talked about, Stephen Knight, who's 17th, but going to be taking 16th regardless. He just disconnected from tonight's race. So he's going to fall back to upwards of 21st place. Chuck Cobb, the person he's battling, is in currently 17th, 2 laps down. So it's not 12 points worthy, but it's going to tighten it up. If Chuck Cobb can get any luck on his side, this might be the deal breaker to be in or out. So keep an eye on that as green flag back in the air on lap 77. Austin clears. Now the 34 and the 94 are going to go at it here. A lot of space given by the 34. Altus.
Wow,
Welcome to
good
P2.
run. That was an excellent run. The truck stuck that time. 34 Thorpe Jr. not done with it just yet. Back behind them, you got Tyler Honeycutt and EJ Luna battling. Oh, Thorpe in the wall. Coming off a 4 crossover. Now he's on the inside of the 94 Altus. Rolls reverse. Drift up. Contact made. Altus sliding. And around Altus goes. Saves it, though.
78. Caution, caution, caution. Lap 78 as Altus kind of slid in front of the 34. Just barely, you could say he did or did not have room. And then the 34 right in the very next corner. Just barely slid up off the yellow lane. Just hard battling through and through. And he did save it. That was a great call on your part. He did save it, but it was enough slow down and slideways for the game to say, nope. We're putting this thing back under yellow for the 4th time. That was a wild turn of events there for our 2nd and 3rd place trucks.
Absolutely it was. That, man, I don't know. That was kind of crazy. The way that took place there. And like I said, I mean, this place is hard to pass on. It's and I mean, if you sit here and this is what took place afterwards, Altus letting him know, not too happy with him on that. But I kind of feel that the events that took place with the 94, and we're actually going to go back and watch what took place prior to that actually led to the 34 going into the next corner on that one. So we're going to watch it here as they're coming off the corner here, and you're going to see the 94 drift up. And yeah, not cleared. I was trying to look to see if there wasn't some air spacing in between there for that dreaded net code too, because that always rears its ugly face at the worst possible time too.
Yeah, it's tight. It's tight. You can theoretically see contact from that angle.
Yep. It was just it was tight racing on that one there, and then the very next corner after that one there. Like I said, nobody spun there, and I have a feeling this is why Altus was a little upset, because that one there was there was contact there that actually led to a spin on that one. So definitely some of that short track temper taking place, Jeremy. Dare I do it? Dare I do it?
Do you have a soundboard effect?
Yonk, 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 yonk.
There it is. We have the beef.
Yeah.
I think that second one's probably the better one. So next time you display that, it's gonna be the air horns.
Yeah,
There's no doubt
it's
about
short tracks, Jeremy. I mean, that's it happens. I mean,
Hey, guess what? Michael Thorpe Sr. has an opinion. Slow down, 94. You came into the 34's lane. Would you believe that?
and this is true. I mean, it's he did. So, like I said, I mean, we just called the racing up here. I mean, I could understand why Michael Thorpe was not happy with the 94 100%, and I can understand why the 94 Altus wasn't happy with the 34. The contact between those two didn't lead to a spin, but the second contact did lead to a spin. So, I mean, it's tough, man. It's short track racing. It's Richmond. We're back to green flag.
The issue with Abram ghosting on the restart. Him and Jonathan Gaston just checked up a mile as we continue to truck through turns 1 and 2, 3 wide in the back. They go back to 2 wide. Oh, Altus maybe looking 3 wide as the 24. EJ Luna really throws it in deep to try to compensate for the 94's entrance, making it stick top 5 single file. Nope, 45. Here we go. Tyler Honeycutt. Look to the outside of Jacob Grant. Where did Jacob Grant come from? All these cautions. You mix the hat up, Dustin, you pull the names, and Jacob Grant's here.
Well, and that's the thing. That's why, you know, we were kind of talking about, and I was kind of leading into that 2 wrongs don't make a right. Thorpe Jr. was the one that paid the ultimate price on that one because his contact did spin a truck, which meant he was at fault for that caution. So Michael Thorpe Jr. went from 2nd to 14th. That's tough. That's real tough. In retrospect, you know, probably should have tried to maintain a little bit and not lose the cool.
I guess being the final race and locked in, I guess you can just throw it away. But yeah, you always want to. We talked about momentum before the race started. Momentum is so crucial, and to have that kind of deflate in the middle of the race, hopefully get it back up there, which he should, no problem. And just a few cautions should be able to use it. But regardless, we're going to look at to the front here a little bit. Michael Hayes, EJ Luna battle for 5th and 6th place as Michael Hayes clears the 24 by 2 truck lengths off of turn 2. What a run that was off exit.
Yeah, and you've highlighted those turn, you know, those high lane turn exit runs that these, you know, things happen. As we have another caution out, Jeremy.
Oh, lap 88 caution.
Lap 88 looks like it's going to be Weimer again. What happened here? We're going to take a ride there. Oh, we're about to lose it. There we go. I saved it. Saved it. He did not, though, on that case. Just got loose. Getting into the corner there, Jeremy. Getting into turn 3.
2 times.
Yep.
He's going to be the owner of a caution off a self-spin. Jeff Weimer. It's the 72, 73, and 74. These numbers, if you're one of those 3 numbers, you're not having a good day. So far, here at Richmond, Dustin, as they're going to stack them back up, maybe head down pit road. We're going to take a quick commercial break, gather ourselves back up for the next restart. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Back to full screen here. As soon as they go to green flag, we got a little fun situation in the points to go over as we discussed it. Me and Dustin and I, we did here on the commercial break. But green flag is out. The 99 Austin McGill, great launch. 3 truck lengths, easy over the 19 and 45 into turn 1. Everybody else remains 2 by 2 by 2. Through turn 1, turn 2, they're starting to file single. 45, Tyler Honeycutt trying to put himself in the lead for a second place for the first time. 3 wide, Michael Hayes in the middle.
Yeah, 3 wide, still 3 wide there. Hudgens trying to make headway there, and for good reason, Jeremy. We were just talking about that. Ricky Hudgens right now is 14 points away from Stephen Knight, who Stephen Knight would be your last driver in the playoffs by virtue of Brody Marinko no longer part of this league. Oh, Holsey into the wall. And as it ran at the start, as it runs right now, he's in 7th place. That is Ricky Hudgens. He is 14 positions higher than Stephen Knight. That would put them at a dead heat tie for the last playoff position, with the potential tiebreaker going to Hudgens with one more top 10 than Stephen Knight. So Hudgens knows the implications as far as playoffs right now. So he's digging. He's digging hard.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. The people in front of him, which, by the way, there was a tie, but still. Ricky, 21st in points, 21st. And he has a potential, without a win, to jump up to 16th. The guys in front of him, Stephen Knight, quit. Chuck Cobb, quit. Abram Ghosted, 5 laps down. And then you had the Brody Marinko and Justin LeBlanc. No longer here. Those 5 names, whoosh, to the bottom of the field. Ricky Hudgens about to cash in on a money and bake situation with his briefcase if he can maintain a 7th place finish or better. Right now, that's exactly what he's doing. Started 8th, currently running 7th. This 91 about to steal the show if he can hang on.
Oh, absolutely. And Flow2K3, to answer your question, we absolutely do have a promo code for Boozy Jerky. Promo code Nerditudes. We'll let them know that that the nerds over here sent you for some of that amazing mouth-watering jerky.
The bourbon one, that's not for me, but the other flavors, the juicier ones, oh my gosh, those things are so packed in flavor, so good. Get them at Total Wine if they're in your area. Of course, you can get them from the website with our promotion code, which gives us the best shout out, of course, because they know who sent them. You might be able to even get them on Amazon. A couple locations, anyways, and great product. But yeah, definitely do the website one with the code at first, just so you know they can see why they're buying their product. It's because we're advertising it to you, and it tastes great, and it pairs very well with some Victory Fuel, your hydration water. All the minerals you need. No colorings, no caffeine. Good for the family. So Boozy Jerky and Victory Fuel together is your combination to get your body into victory lane. There you go. At drinkvictory.com, there's where you get the drinks.
Absolutely. As we still got racing going on. Joshua Altus was able to get around both Jacob Grant and Tyler Honeycutt for second place, but Austin McGill just checking out in a zip code of his own. Out there just logging laps as we're working lap 102 of 250. Now lap 103 of 250. Your top 5, McGill, Altus, Honeycutt, Grant, and Mike Hayes up 6 spots. Jacob Grant so far your biggest mover in that 19, up 11 spots. But this top 5 just is not the talk right now. Again, we already covered it. Ricky Hudgens right now in that 7th spot. He has to finish 7th or better, and he has the potential to clinch a playoff berth.
Let's see. He's probably gonna be on our camera the majority of the night. Whenever there's not some action going on the track. If it's gonna be single file like this, yeah, we're gonna be focusing on this guy. Well, not that guy. The other guy, the 91.
Oh,
There's
that
Austin. That is. Yeah, there you go. That guy. Who's in? He's got a crowd of trucks around him. He's got David Holsey in front. There's a gap there, but looking behind the 91, a really fast Danny White, Michael Thorpe Jr. Of course, he needs to get a breakaway to get himself back into a winning condition, and then Bradley Minor, been pretty quick the past couple months.
And
Showcased
EJ
some
Luna.
extra speed.
EJ Luna was up in the top 5, now slotted
driving
back
the
in
wrong way.
P11.
Yeah, 2K3 says he's driving the wrong way.
He's not wrong though. I mean, he's not wrong.
So can we name the sport? You got PGA 2K, you got NBA 2K, you got WWE 2K. What is Flow 2K3?
That's a good question.
2003 is that? I don't know. Oh, Danny White getting loose off.
Only
turn
Flo
number
can
2 to
answer that.
64.
That's gonna,
Yeah. Insurance company can answer that question. Absolutely. Is that the amount of water that comes through on a hurricane for a flood? We need answers.
and Michael Thorpe Jr. working his way around after Danny White got loose. Now he's all over Hudgens. This has implications because if Hudgens falls to 8th, then that means that Stephen Knight is locked into the final transfer. So this is a pivotal battle point for both drivers. Thorpe Jr. trying to come back from causing that yellow, not but about 20 laps or so ago. The 91, implications on playoffs, trying to maintain. So lots going on this very small track there, Jeremy.
I don't know if you just saw an incident point for the 73 of Jeff Weimer. He kind of merged in a weird spot as the cameras were driving, or the cars were driving around him. But watch this. This is fun. You don't see this every day in a Richmond race. He saves it. That's great. But this is the fun part. You ready? He said, "What grass? We're going to shortcut this all the way into turn number 1." And almost merge into traffic, but that was kind of fun. That's a tight merge.
That's a very tight merge. Right up in front of where we were at with the cameras as well, with Hudgens and Thorpe Jr.
Very interesting. Good save, though. Good save not to touch the grass to avoid that. But you do have grip down there in the grass these days, so it's okay to go down there and do that. But Joshua Altis, Dustin, I see the 91 Hudgens under attack by the 34 finally, but Altis, that mid-run, is kicking back into play like it did last time. He's back to under a second of the 99. He gained a 10th that lap there. So he's marching once more toward first place.
Yeah, and it takes time, and that's one thing with this track. It may be a short track, Jeremy. They may be pulling 22-second laps to do a rotation around here, but they've got 250 total rotations. It's a lot of time. They have a lot of time to sit here and work it in, see how it's going. We're working lap 114 of 250, Jeremy. We are 12 laps away from the halfway point of this event. We still have a whole nother half of the race to go.
Let's talk about the playoffs. We got the schedule pulled up here, and it's basically the same as the Cup Series and the Truck Series and all that. So we got Milwaukee Mile starting next week, August 23rd, and then we're off for Labor Day on the 31st. So next weekend, and then off week. And then it's just every week until the end of the schedule. So it'll be Atlanta, Bristol, New Hampshire, and Kansas. And then, of course, Charlotte, which is the Roval, Chicagoland, which
Thank you.
they put it on the schedule for Global Racing, like Chicagoland. That's the fun one. Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix. So 2-ish short tracks to finish off the 2025 schedule. I kind of like their playoff schedule here.
Oh, I absolutely do too, especially when you said Chicago land and not Chicago
Yeah.
street course. You know, we've been given the admins over here at Global flack for the amount of laps at road courses and everything else, but we've been broadcasting over here for a long time now, Jeremy, and we built up a good rapport, and we're joking around. But you know what? I will give them all the props and thank yous for throwing Chicagoland in rather than the street course. So, but on the track right now, been watching the 19 of Jacob Grant. He has been loose on corner exit, especially turn 4 there. It's allowed the one of Mike Hayes to close up, and Mike there actually thought about trying to put the nose in to try to make a pass, but thought better of it. But these three drivers here, Jeremy, 45 of Honeycutt, the 19 of Grant, the one of Mike Hayes, have all been under a blanket here, just pulling laps.
Yeah, it's been a good little showcase here between these three. So driving there off on turn number 1 on lap 120. 6 laps away before we get to the halfway mark in this event. So they're all just tailing in. I'm kind of looking at the actual truck schedule because I do follow that for the most part. But they took out Darlington, and I guess they substituted Darlington for Milwaukee, and that's here there. And then they supplemented Chicagoland for what? Bristol? No, Bristol's on there. I don't know. I don't know which one they substituted out. Watkins Glen? No, because they did that. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, they took out Darlington from Milwaukee. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I struggle as a driver to get a handle of Darlington. I still have not learned that track, but as a broadcaster and commentator, I absolutely love calling races at that track. Probably one of the funnest tracks to call races at. I would have loved to have seen these guys duke out at the Lady in Black. I really would have. I think it would have been a fantastic show. I don't know. They could have been. They elected to take the safe route on that, just because that track is tough. A lot of wall contact, which leads to cautions and everything else. So maybe they took the more conservative approach during the playoffs, which I can completely understand that aspect too. But I still feel it would have been a very fun race to do a production at.
I agree. And we're going to rotate back to the 91 and Ricky Hudgens, who lost a spot to Michael Thorpe. So currently out of the playoffs. Currently sitting P8 to Stephen Knight's 21st. Danny White has been trying on the inside to pass him for 8th place to move him back to 9th. But Ricky's been utilizing that 3rd to 4th lane to hold off the 64, and it's working. But right now, as it stands, 1 point out Ricky Hudgens is over Stephen Knight for the playoffs, as we are now officially halfway done with tonight's race.
Yeah, and the points are that close, especially when it comes to the cutoff bubble. And it's tough, especially when, you're doing everything as a driver you can in your cockpit right now to try to get that point, and the drivers that are up there right now. I mean, you got Thorpe Jr. and David Holsey. They're duking it out and battling. There's lap traffic in between there, which was Jonathan Gaston in that 72. There's a lot. There's a lot at stake right now, and there's a lot of obstacles that the 91 of Hudgens has to overcome. But again, he still has another half of the race, Jeremy. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, we could see one of these top 7 right now, tag the wall and lose it, get involved in a wreck. Pit road, if we get to green flag pit stops, we've already seen Dustin Franklin try to hit pit road and seen how difficult that was under green flag. They could have a pit road speeding violation. There's so many things that could happen that could go in Hudgens' favor, and that's why he's doing exactly what he needs to, which is staying in it and not giving up until, as they say, the fat lady sings.
And just like that, we're going to kick it to another picture-in-picture, because I think soon after that, as long as they remain green flag, we should be seeing pit stops kind of soonish if they want a short pit anyways. So we'll cover that here shortly. It's going to take a few minutes, so we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Back full screen on lap 139 to 140 this time, as we're getting closer and closer to the 100 to go lap mark. Your race leader by 1.5 seconds, Austin McGill over the 94, Joshua Altus. Tyler Honeycutt still remains P3. Jacob Grant P4, and Michael Hayes is your top 5 at the moment. And Dustin, they're basically cycled out 1 second per driver per position. Still, they're really just spaced out. As we're going to load up the iRacing High Flag track map to show you what that looks like on this very long green flag run. You only got just nicely evenly spaced around this entire facility.
Yeah, and that's, at the start during the countdown to green presented by Icon Apparel Company, it's exactly what we were talking about. If we could get a long green flag run like that, these drivers weren't just going to have to compete with other drivers. There's a little bit of a bump there as Thorpe Jr. and David Holsey were racing side by side, and Gaston was in the racing line right in front of Holsey, and Holsey gave him a little shot there, let him know, hey, man, get out of the way. We're side by side here.
Yep, the old friendly nudge. All is good when it comes to that kind of bump. But after that, here's his number 1, Michael Hayes, currently P5, 6 seconds now outside the race lead. Closing up on a lap down truck of the 89. Bobby Mantle, who came to this thing, Dustin, saying, I'm terrible at this place. And here he is, showcasing the terribleness. As he gets some screen time, finally. Look at that.
We got to give some love to the 89. But he's locked in, Jeremy. I mean, technically, he didn't even have to show up tonight. He could have sat here and sat this one out and said, you know what, you guys have fun at Richmond. I'm not consistent at that track or anything else, and still would have been locked in, set for the playoffs, but he's still here hanging out with the guys, pulling some laps, doing what he loves to do in his free time.
And the complete flip of the coin, very relaxed, doesn't matter, 89. The 91, again, Ricky Hutchins, quite the opposite. He is fighting off a herd of trucks that really just want to pass. But the 91 is running a very consistent defensive line on the top half of the track, blocking the 46 theoretically, the 64 and the 24 from progressing any further. And to me, it's causing some fun TV style time.
Yep, and you were talking about it, pit stops are starting. The 91 is the first one to come down pit road, brings it down to speed. This is going to be make or break, Jeremy. This is where things can get jumbled up. Pit road can bite these drivers in the worst possible way with unsafe pit entry, wrecking while coming in, speeding penalties. I mean, anything can happen. So this is where these drivers definitely want to be on the spot for what could potentially be, one of their final pit stops.
Ricky was a little safe. He entered pit road about 4 mph slower than the limit. So props to him for taking the safety route to not mess up his night. Looks like his pit stop is very clean and back underway. And so, that being said, we're looking at the race leader. We're looking at some other drivers that are going, you know, maybe it's my time. As that pit stop is the final one for the driver of the 91, as long as it stays green the entire time. Who's the next? Does maybe this guy, Altus? Maybe he takes the shortcut. I don't know. He's 2.5 seconds back. It probably won't work, but you never know sometimes. And you got the really fast 45 Charlie Honeycutt, who's been hanging in there slightly faster than 94. Maybe he could utilize an early stop to jump the 94. A couple of different situations that can happen.
Or talking about Tyler Honeycutt, he is one of the last ones to pit and stays out and tries to conserve for that late race incident to take place where he can go and get fresh tires and then charge to the front and take a third win by means of the same strategy.
It's going to be this man who does it.
We've seen him do it 2 other times this season already. He is the master of saving that last set of tires and just everything just falling into play for him to maximize those freshies.
He could be doing it again. He's had some cautions to work with.
Oh, 94 coming
Make it
down.
happen.
94, Altus coming down.
He missed the orange boxes. I don't know if that matters on iRacing. Probably not, because the yellow cones are what truly matters. But in the real world, he would have overshot the orange box, which would have been bad. But I think he's going to be safe here. But he's down to speed. That's all that matters.
We're
He's
going to
on
find
pit road,
out.
Second person here up at the top in pit road.
Yep, and we're going to find out. It doesn't take long for pit service. Pit service going to take about 12, 13 seconds, right around that number. If he's there any longer than that, we're going to find out exactly how lenient the coding is on this newly, beautifully redone Richmond Raceway, and he is off. So no, Jeremy, that confirms it does not matter as long as you are inside that commitment cone.
There you go. Our senior iRacing code correspondent, Mr. Dustin Loxton, on the scene to give us that beautiful update. Just under 100 laps to go, 95 to go when the leader gets to the line. This time around, I see Marvel Spearman. He's on pit road.
That
Everybody else is on track at this time.
That's a beautiful truck, too. I love a Coors Light Silver Bullet truck when it's done right, and it's with the spec mapping. The spec mapping has to be correct. If not, it just loses the allure and loses the effect, but I love the look of that truck.
Do you love the fact that he's got a Nextel Cup Series logo underneath the Craftsman Truck Series logo?
I do. I do. And he's using my favorite font, so the font that you hate.
That's true. I just think it's used quite often in the sim world, which is, respectable, because how many people don't like Dale Jr. And how many of those guys were their favorite drivers were one of those two names? So it just
What do you mean
makes
were?
sense.
What do you mean were?
Sometimes people don't like guys after they retire. They go, all right, well, I need a new driver. So, because I was a Rusty Wallace fan, but of course he hasn't raced since 2005. So I can't just keep rooting him on.
No, but you're still a fan. See, that's the difference, though. You're still a fan, just as I am. Just as I am a fan of Dale Jr., even though he doesn't race anymore.
I'm a fan of, minus Steven Wallace, I'm a fan of the other guys. Rusty, Kenny.
Kenny is a riot. If you guys have not followed any of his Twitters or anything else or any of his freaking videos that he does, that guy is a riot. Kenny Wallace, I would love to sit down and drink a beer with that guy and just shoot the shit, because that would be an awesome night.
Listen, he just drinks his Sunoco-fueled coffee. Cup almost empty, he's just sipping on fuel, a.k.a. coffee. They got that logo plastered all over the screen. Just calling out how he sees it. It's very good times.
Absolutely. As we are still underway, green flag pit stops taking place. EJ Luna coming down for his final scheduled green flag pit stop. Still have your top 8 that have yet to pit. That's Austin McGill, Tyler Honeycutt, Jacob Grant. You got Thorpe Jr. moving his way forward by virtue of hard driving and green flag pit stops also taking place. Mike Hayes, David Holsey, Brad Miner, and Danny White are all the drivers still out on the track that still need to come down for their final pit service from their virtual pit crew.
Can't believe Steve from our team, Steve Redder, who we've known for a decade
See,
plus,
thank you, Steve.
has
Thank
to-
you. Thank you.
No. His second message, he has to tell me that Dale Jr. still races. It's like, if he's going to tell anyone, or not tell anyone that he races, it's going to be us, because we already know this, right? But
This
thank
is
you,
true.
Steve. Thank you
This
for
is
that
true.
correction. We do know this. So, Steve just likes hating on me. He like anything that I need a correction on, whether it be a paint scheme, a chat. Steve is there as my autocorrect. For better or for worse. He's just here. And yeah, everyone does love the RCR font. That's very true as well.
This is true. Yeah, but at least Steve
But
is
then Calvin
consistent,
Pepper.
though. At least Steve is consistent. So
Yeah.
it's those times where he's not consistent that I really start to worry, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Something's not right here.
I agree to that. I absolutely agree to that. By the way, Steve, thank you for joining in and watching our lovely broadcast of Richmond Raceway, the 2025 version. Jacob Grant on pit road. He dips down. Gonna give up a third place spot on track. Is there a pass in the 89 who's just continuing to go really high, let people by? Here's the 45 of Honeycutt, who is looking to maybe lead a lap. If Austin McGill can pit earlier than the 45, that would be your fourth different leader amongst 3 lead changes. But Austin continuing to be one of the later trucks to come down pit road. He's got a pretty solid long run setup underneath him. For a moment, the 94 was catching him. But then the really long run came in, and the 99 just took back off.
He has been consistent, too. I mean, super consistent. You see him a little loose out of 4 there. To be expected, though, this is a long run. You see Matthew Escalera right now getting ready to come around to get his lap back the hard way. He's on a set of freshies right now. But the 99 and McGill, super, super consistent all race long. And Jeremy, this is a rhythm track. It's a short track, but just like Bristol, it is a rhythm track. You get in a rhythm, and as long as you can stay in that rhythm over and over again, those are the drivers that you usually see there at the end.
And we're going to see it. But how much is this difference in pits from between, let's say, the 91 and the 99? I know the 91's not going to be in contention for the race win by any means. Like, I get that. But I just want to see the fall off, the difference, when the tires plateau. We're about 20 laps difference now, 21, 22 laps between the first and the current lap. So I'm curious. I'm just curious. I've always been the one who kind of likes the shorter pit, but then I get screwed in the long run. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to switch it up, and then I still get trashed. It's like, I want to know what that difference is, so I'm going to be eyeballing exactly what kind of stats come out of this very long, spread out pit cycle amongst not just the top 5, but all the drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, I mean, the longer these drivers stay out, I mean, that's the less time they have on that fresh set of tires, meaning that they could theoretically run them a little harder because they don't need to extend the longevity of the life of those tires out as much as the drivers that came into short pit. But how much time are they losing on track right now? You know, when is that point of no return to where that driver that you were fighting with, and you see the 94 right now looking to get a lap back the hard way as he's coming up on the 99. You know, when does it do this? You're going to be on pit road 12 to 13 seconds in your stall. That's not counting the drive down pit road at a slower pace than what these drivers are pulling. And these drivers are pulling 21, 22, 23 second laps around this track. Jeremy, it's not a lot of time to play with.
Early stats show, look at the 91 and Ricky Hudgens. He is the first guy 1 lap down, P9. He's got Altus, who just got his lap back. So he's got 7 drivers in front of him that still need to pit. So this could potentially move Hudgens from 9th up to what, 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th, somewhere in that range when they all come down. That's going to be the difference from 8th to 3rd, possibly. That's over a track's worth of distance.
And
So,
the thing is, and
but
that's
they also have 40 plus laps left.
yeah, and something like that is you know what Hudgens needs. I mean, he needs to finish 7th or better in order to clinch that final playoff spot and clinch a playoff berth in the 2025 Global Racing League Truck Series season here. Honeycutt coming down.
Gives up P2.
Minor
Austin
coming
McGill.
down. Danny White coming down. Here they all come, Jeremy. They're starting to trickle in.
Yep, 3 trucks on this time. 99 still 4 goes. The 34 also 4 goes. Michael Hayes still not coming down pit road. So just the top 3 are the only 3 left to find pit road. 99, 34, and number 1. So we're looking at the 76. Mr. David
Halsey.
Halsey, 4th place.
Needs to also come down.
Yeah, you're correct. He also needs to come down, gets passed there by Mr. Spearman.
109
76.
laps, the distance on this set of tires and this tank of fuel right now for your top 4. They have been out there. 110 as they cross the line now.
Thorpe Jr. on pit road gives up 3rd.
And 99 to McGill on pit road.
And McGill gives it up. And if the number 1 pit, well, it's going to be regardless. So new race leader is going to be Michael Hayes this time around, and he stays out. So guaranteeing the next lead change, the 3rd lead change of the night.
Absolutely, as Mike Hayes takes that spot over Hayes and Halsey. The next 2 and final 2 trucks still needing to come down for service from their virtual pit crew. That will ultimately cycle the race lead as Mike Hayes down pit road right now. This time, Halsey electing to forego, stay out. He will lead this lap. Another lead change on the books. Once Halsey relinquishes that, race lead will go to Joshua Altus, and Ricky Hudgens will move up to P2 as he's now sitting P4, Jeremy.
Does make the... Oh, no! Speaking of the 91, Hudgens wrecks on the front straightaway across the 19 of Jacob Grant's nose. Very minimal contact, but enough to bring out a... Ooh, that got close between him and Austin McGill. Cautioned out lap 180. As we're going to see right here, just loose. Saves it. Thankfully, no harm, no foul for the most part. He's going to be okay, but the guy who needs the points... We'll see. He's going to go into the longest line after this one.
And that's tough, Jeremy, because there's not that many laps left. Not that many laps left. I mean, we're talking, what, under 40 laps to sit here and work your way back forward again. It's going to be tough. You know, that's not what the 91 wanted to see. It's not what he wanted to happen. But Stephen Knight probably sitting back there going, I still have a chance.
This might work. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. Thought the 91 was going to pit. He does not. I was kind of curious because if he has one more set of tires, this could have worked out actually quite in his favor. But we'll see what it all cycles out to be. Maybe he caught some guys a lap down in virtue of this this caution. It was like right at the tail end of the pit cycle. So right now, currently 7 guys on the lead lap. There's going to be more that comes in afterwards. We're going to let them get that sorted out. We're going to take a picture commercial break. We'll be right back. And back to full screen here as I got back from the bathroom just a little too late. As we're already green flag here. Underway, lap 186. Now it's scheduled 250 laps. And after the cycle, Dustin, Ricky Hudgens currently holding 6th place. Not the fresh tires, though. Can he hang on to 6th or 7th? Right now says yes, but probably not as they go in. Oh, Halsey into the wall. Driver who's now 3rd place. He's going to scrape it up there. And here comes Grant. Going for maybe the 2-for-1. Going from 5th to trying for 3rd.
Yeah, it was hard racing there. Halsey got into the wall. Grant's got the run on the inside. Got to have that clean entry, though, and try to clear the 24 Luna before exit, and does mark the 19 of Jacob Grant up to P3. Luna, a good rebound as he was back there outside the top 10 for the later stages of that green flag run. Now back into the top 5. And you got Ricky Hudgens up here battling the 45 of Honeycutt. He's going to take that spot. Mark Hudgens up into the top 5. So Ricky moving in the right direction for what he needs.
Yeah, David Halsey actually going to end his very good run tonight. Come down pit road right after that lap tag. David Halsey in the 76 does. So that's why he moved up into the 5th place momentarily. So again, after this caution, he's got a chance once more. A better chance than what he did before the caution break. And 89 Mansell, bad handling right now. I thought he maybe was going to interfere with this little battle here. He goes up to the top. Here we go, momentarily 3 wide. Swoops back down. Michael Hayes has to check up just a little bit, maybe contact to the 1 and the 89. And they should drive all around them right here in 3 and 4 as they complete the 190th lap.
Yeah, we are winding down now, Jeremy, as we go. This battle right here heating up and going on the last couple laps now between Thorpe Jr. and Honeycutt. Side by side, you see that high line momentum as Honeycutt ekes forward a little bit. Corner entry goes to the 34 of Thorpe Jr. Drag race coming out of the corner there, but Honeycutt, again, position held.
Great battle right now on track. Cannot get one another cleared here. Very reminiscent of how Richmond just works. Oh, the Thorpe Jr. slides up the track enough, a little slide job, if you will, cuts off the 45's second lane run, gets the spot, and that was a great, strong move there from the 34.
Absolutely. Back up front, the 99 still leading the way. Austin McGill restarted P1, but Joshua Altus closing in right now as he tries to look high. Austin McGill goes high to take that spot and then arcs it back down. So the 94 of Altus got to think about how he's going to try to get that nose to the inside or outside of that 99.
Putting on the short run here, the 94 is, who has been doing the long run approach, but now he's trying, he's loose, he's all over the place. He had the spot momentarily, gives it back up because he could not hang on to the truck. Back to 1 truck length here, gets a great launch off of turn 2 like he has been doing all night long. He's lurking, but how long can this sustain? His super long run has not been there. Just the middle run. That's all he needs to complete this race as we have, what was it, 55 laps to go.
Yeah, and that was an excellent defensive line the 99 and McGill ran. You have a driver on the inside. You pinch him down as close as you can without making contact because that's going to force that inside driver to have to lift to prevent drifting up into you. But right now, Altus in the 94, last couple times off of turn 4 has been a little free. But right now, the best chance he has is he still has a nose on the inside. Here we go, side-by-side battle. 99 gets that high side momentum and into the corner, goes to the inside.
It stick. New race leader, barely. Altus gains the position that time. That's his second set of laps he's now led. Marked up the 5th lead change amongst 5 drivers. As he gets a little wiggle off of turn 2. Austin momentarily wanted to take that spot. At least look to the inside, but does not overall. Single filed. Now, sole possession to the 94.
Yeah. Now the question is, how long can he hold on to it? The 99 of McGill is all over his rear bumper right now. The question is, as it sits right now, Jeremy, we have 52 laps to go, 51 after we cross the line this time. It's a lot of laps still, but like you said, the long run has not been nice to some of these drivers, but they don't have to really go a long run like they did last time at 110 laps. So right now, you got to hope your if I could talk, your mid-run game is on par.
And Dustin, Ricky Hudgens still holding top 5. He has a 0.3 of a second advantage over Michael Thorpe Jr. and has been holding it up until now. As he makes a mistake in 3 and 4, allows the 34 to make that pass. Still, by a tie, I think they're going to allow Ricky to be the better of the two versus Stephen Knight if he finishes in P7. P6 should lock in the 91. P7 will be the tie-in up to the admins on how they want to break the tiebreaker. And he has got a total of a second between himself and the 1 for that potential transfer spot. So we're going to keep update on this as we're under 50 laps to go. The 91's holding on way better than I thought he was going to.
Yeah, and again, he just has to hold on less than 50 laps. P6 will lock him into that playoff berth. P7 would then go to the admins on the deciding factor of the tiebreaker, which from the stats that we currently have that the league uses, theoretically looks like it could go to the 91 with one more top 10 finish than the 79 of Stephen Knight. So 7th place finish should still lock him in theoretically. Anything after that is game over.
Yeah, 100% there. We'll see. I don't think they count starts as your stat. I think it's just how you perform. And based on those numbers, 91 has in my eyes, but we'll see. As we got 46 laps to go here, looking back at the 99, Austin McGill, who is under fire, Dustin. Jacob Grant, of course, he is trying his best to get yet another win this season. He has 4. The most in this series right now. The only driver with 4, and he wants 5. But what can he do for a driver who does not have the winning speed, at least hasn't shown it yet? He's got his best chance right now.
Yeah, and Austin McGill, is stuck in between 2 trucks. You do get a little bit of that dirty air as well, which does affect the handling of the truck in some aspects. So right now, McGill is at the meat and the sandwich type of situation going on, and he's again under a lot of fire from the 19 of Jacob Grant. Jacob Grant really putting the pressure on that rear bumper of the 99 right now.
Lots of it as they're really tight here. Lap 207 complete. Lap 208 now underway. As we get laps and laps closer here, the final quarter of the race is definitely underway. A little more space this time between these 3 trucks as a comparison to a couple laps prior. Jacob really closes it on entry. McGill kind of flattens that gap out there on exit. This time a little lift of the 99. It's going to bring this 19 probably really close here in the center. He checks up a little bit himself. The 94 still holding on strong. Good mid and short run this time by your race leader, Joshua.
Yeah, and this battle right here is where it's really at. You see just a little bit of looseness there out of the 99 as the 19 got close to his rear bumper. Oh, contact made. Oh, caution comes out. We were riding on board on that one as 19 at Jacob Grant showed low like that, and contact was made between himself and the 99 of McGill.
Yeah, I don't think you need any other camera angle. I think you just got to hit the rewind button, sir, and I think you got your best angle of that. Kind of told the whole picture. We called it as we saw it. Here we go. And yeah, blocked by 99. That is for certain. Jacob has to make a calculation change on how he's going to hit the brake. So here's the cut early into the corner. And then I guess the question is, was Jacob going to make that corner with the amount of speed he was carrying? Did Austin McGill just cut him off too strong? It's hard to tell even from that camera angle, even though it gives you a great shot.
And it is. I mean, so Jacob Grant showed low. So his entire truck is down below the 99 right now. Just after the start-finish line, held it down below, and he's still going down, still going down. I don't know. I mean, the question is, because, you know, as you're sitting here watching that, was there enough of Grant's nose on the inside there for the 99 spotter to let him know that there was a truck low? Because as it sits from there, there's not. He wouldn't know there's a truck low till right there. So he's just setting up his corner the way he had been each and every lap. And that's what makes this track so tough too, is, I mean, stuff can happen in the blink of an eye like that.
And I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting for the admin call, because they put the guy at fault to the back of the line. I'm curious if they just call this a strict racing incident, which it very well could, or if they're going to actually tag somebody. Right now, no tag, no EOL has been given out at this time. But Austin McGill, oh, there it is. Jacob Grant, EOL 19, being called to the end of the longest line for the incident here just after lap 200. But Austin McGill, at the same token, he's sitting on pit road. I don't know if it's because of damage that he's getting repaired, or if he's just, hot underneath the helmet. But either way, both drivers, I guess, penalized on this one. This is actually going to help Ricky Hudgens even more. The 91 now has a fantastic chance all of a sudden.
Yeah, and that's why when we were looking at that, those camera angles, that's why I was mentioning about it tracks like this, Jeremy. It's super important for drivers, if you're going to make a move like that, to be sure that you have a fender to the inside of that the truck that's being passed. Because otherwise, the iRacing coding for the spotter is not always spot on like that. And they literally have to have something solid to the inside before it picks up stating truck inside or truck outside. And from that angle, just before contact was made, I can't see that there was enough front fender below the 99 for that spotter to even register that there was a truck low.
That's a great point. It's not an official league or NASCAR style rule, but it's just a driver etiquette. Driver etiquette. There you go. If you don't have the fender underneath the other guy's fender, that's not your corner. And so I think I agree with you on that. And as you go back to green flag, this time on lap 215 of scheduled 250 laps. That's 36 laps remaining in this 250 lap event. The 94 jumps out to a decent start here. And single
Look
file
who's
for the most part here. Here
back.
comes number one under the attack of the third place driver, EJ Luna, Flow 2K3. Where you at?
No, he's still flowing out there somewhere. Hey, you see what I did that? Yeah.
Wow. Hold on. There she is.
There she goes. This is some good battling right now. Oh, the one Mike Hayes gets loose on corner, and now we're 3 wide momentarily. Good call by Tyler Honeycutt. Veteran move to say, nah, we ain't doing 3 wide here, boys. We're going to sit here and back this up. Joshua Alta still out front. Michael Thorpe Jr., though, made his way back up. A lot of laps of racing through green flag pit stops. Finds himself in P2.
Hudgens loose off turn 2. He's going to lose 2 spots to the one in the 45 this time around. Can drop him back to 6th place, as he just lost all that ground that he did earn. And by the way, Michael Thorpe Sr. on the chat saying 94, it's... Oh, hold on, Ricky Hudgens. No, the second caution out of the last 3 going to involve the guy that's on the bubble that we've been talking about, trying to ruin it for us up here in the booth. Him and the 64 get together. The 91 looks like he gets loose off of turn 2. And the 64 was blindsided by the contact. Here's Nerd TV replay.
Yeah, little loose there, a little bit of wall contact, and right down onto the 64, Danny White. Just nowhere to go. Ah, man, tough to see. More damage accrued on the 91 truck this time by. Oh, Jeremy, this is why, these playoff races, man, these final cutoffs like that, they're They're stressful. They are. It's stressful for us up here because we know mathematically where everything's sitting, and it's even more stressful to the drivers because it's up to them to perform, and sometimes it's luck's on your side, or as I always say, if it wasn't for bad luck, Jeremy, I wouldn't have any luck at all sometimes behind the wheel in the cockpit.
Yeah, it's a sad but very honest approach. And of course, you want everyone to have good days, right? But that being said, if there's not a bad day, then what does the good day matter? So this is gonna be one of those days to where, the highs and lows are there. He's getting his truck repaired. I do not see the tires going up and down on the truck. That means he has no sets of tires, and he spun out twice. And Ricky Hudgens disconnected. Championship playoff hopes
Gone.
Eliminated. That'll go to the driver of the 79, Stephen Knight. Going to lock himself in with that connection drop. So that should lock in your top 16.
Yep. And sometimes, you have to call it. If the damage is too much, sometimes frustration plays a part in that too. It's this stuff is real. These drivers put in a lot of time and effort. They put in a lot of their heart and everything else into it. And Jeremy, you've been, along with me for over 2 decades, man. You've seen me be in championship contention and win it, and you've seen me be in championship contention and lose it. It's tough, We definitely wear our heart on our shoulders sometimes when it comes to stuff like this because it's something we're passionate about.
Heart on your shoulders until it's me wrecking you last season, OP. Where you press the mute button.
No, sir, you didn't wreck me. You just left me out to dry. You left me hanging.
Your hopes and dreams.
They were there, and I'm like, yes, I got my teammate. This is looking good. And I'm like, where's my teammate? He's gone.
And Dustin, after 222 laps of continuous coverage of the final race of the regular season, Money Mike now hits me with the correction saying it's the top 12. So, I like hyping things up. I really, really do. Even if it means nothing. But I appreciate you, though. We do know that now. At least I should have known that prior. But, it's all good. We're still talking about points, and I think the top 12 are basically locked in. I didn't see any fluctuations there for the most part. We'll have to review it, but that definitely locked in that particular portion. 45 Honeycutt washes. EJ Luna up the track, and they get passed by the 34, the 164 almost contact with the 46 of Minor and the 24 of Luna. And as they get to 27 laps to go, still getting kind of spicy back here, but the 94 out to a great lead early on this restart.
Yeah, that restart there shook things up, and thank you to Money Mike, who's pulling the Keselowski, driving and texting at the same time. Naughty.
Yeah,
but thank you.
Top 12 is locked in.
Yeah, thank you for the correction. Top 12 was locked in. Yeah, you know what? For the long green flag run we had, it led to some drama and some hype build-up that wasn't really there. But, yeah, Jeremy, we've been doing this how many years now? We've got over 350 broadcasts. We've done a number of different leagues. Every league does its own spin on championships, on points, on breakdowns, on win and ends, on you name it. After so many, they start to bleed together sometimes on their championship playoff breakdown and the way that they do it.
I'm just going to quit.
Maybe we should.
That's all I'll just do it.
Maybe we should just end this season and just hang it up and just say that's the end of Nerd TV.
That's right. At the events of August 17th.
At Richmond Raceway.
We hung up the microphone.
We have lost Nerd TV.
Michael Thorpe Jr. not hanging it up by any means.
Oh, no.
He's second place.
He's
digging,
moving.
boys. He's knocking on that theoretical door. Does he have the speed to gain that half a second and then take over the 94, who's had such a really good medium run truck? It's going to be a tough pass, but he's gaining. He gained a 10th that time, getting closer and closer and closer.
Yeah, he's got the time. Like you said, catching a driver's one thing, though, but passing the 94, I mean, that's not going to be an easy battle. Not to mention the sparks, shall we say, that took place earlier in the race. That's now culminated and led up to a rematch of sorts that is looking like it's building up to take place right now. So it's going to be interesting. It's still got some good battles going on around here. Danny White, in one of his strongest runs over the last number of weeks. He's running in 5th place right now, knocking on the rear bumper of Mike Hayes for that 4th place. Jacob Grant trying to move forward after bringing out that last, not last caution, but the caution prior contact between him and the 99 and McGill. He's trying to make his way further forward as well.
They are trying. 19 laps remaining. These last 19 laps are going to go by pretty darn quick as Thorpe under 0.3 of a second, lurking into turn 3 with a 0.26, 0.24. He gets a lot of ground earned on the entrance as they get to the line. Exactly 0.2 of a second remains between these two guys. This is going to get fun. Where does the 34 go? High, low, drives through the 94? I don't know. We're going to see it. Michael Thorpe Sr., what do you think?
Well, Senior sits here and says, Junior, drive, don't type. So he's telling him, first, focus on driving, don't type. Love it.
One hand on the cell phone, one hand cranking the wheel here at Richmond under green flags. That'd be the best to see that and him come out on top of this 2-truck battle. That'd be stupid impressive, but going to be at the line. 16 laps to go. The 94 feeling it. He is mirror driving all the way through. Here comes a similar approach to the 19, but the 94 doesn't apply the pressure like the 2 did prior. Maybe a little contact. I don't know. Close battle on the 3.
Yes, side by side, these two are going through 3, coming out of turn 4, still side by side. Position going to go to the 94 on that one. Into turn 1. This is the pivotal battle point. 15 laps to go. This is for your race win, Jeremy, as they've still side by side now for a solid lap and a half, going on 2 laps.
It's almost a tie, man. He earned 1/1000th of a second closer to the 94 than what he did last time by. He's got the nose this time. Altus starting to slow on that exit. This is going to help Thorpe Jr. It's so tight, Dustin. They were 25/1000ths the last 2 laps. Oh, Altus with a good launch this time off of turn 4. Thorpe gets a little tight. 34/1000ths this time around.
Yeah, good corner entry there. It's going to go to the inside. 94 Altus gets the high line run right now. Advantage goes to the 34 on the inside as they work through 3 and 4. And does he have him clear? Not quite. Still a bumper there. Has him clear now, though.
Got him. Michael Thorpe Jr. back to the point, trying to tie Jacob Grant for the most wins in the 2025 season. Now he has 11 laps left to defend this spot. I don't think Altus is done, though. He's trying everything he can, Dustin, not letting him go.
Yeah, he's trying, but 11 laps to go. He's going to have to get back on the battle there, and he's going the wrong way as the 34 is starting to gap. Truck length distance in between now closes up to just a little less in the corner, but the 34, he's got that clean air now. It's going to be a tough cookie right now.
Yeah, the last truck they're going to pass underneath lap down conditions is the 72. They both clear him off at turn 2. Clean air, like you just said, now remains for the 34 and the 94, especially the 34 being your race leader, coming up to 9 laps to go. The 94 a little slideways off corner exit to give it everything you can. Thorpe a little more grip on the center and entrance of the corner, which is all the difference between these two right now.
Absolutely. 9 laps to go. Still holding on to any chance to get to that top spot. But Jeremy, if things continue to go, 8 more rotations around, it's looking like the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. has it in the bag. But we're going to scroll back here. We got a battle right now for that 3rd spot. Honeycutt holds it. Grant wants it side by side, 45 and 19.
Who wants to talk to us? This is what this position is for. Not for the stat column, but just to be here in the booth. And right now, Jacob Grant takes that spot over the 45 of Honeycutt momentarily. Both these guys really enjoy talking to us for whatever reason. I don't get it, but they're battling for it. Oh, Danny White right behind them. He's going to try to dive the number 1 of Michael Hayes. Doesn't get it to stick the way he wanted. He has to check up on center. Loses that spot to the 94 there. Is he going to have to rewind, restack him, and try again? Jacob Grant pulling away from the 45.
Yeah, Jacob Grant starting to gap now, but not going to have enough time, Jeremy, to get up there and mix it up with the likes of your 2 front trucks being Thorpe Jr. and Altus. But definitely has enough speed to potentially try to secure that 3rd and final podium spot for the Nerd TV podium. Tyler Honeycutt sitting comfortably in 4th. Mike Hayes has 5th held down, but for how much longer? Because Danny White, he's hungry, Jeremy. He's been looking.
He's been trying, man. This is for that top 5 column stat, and that's why you're hungry for it. Why not? Get yourself a notch there in that top 5. Speaking of top 5s, 64, Danny White. Let's take a quick look. He has 2 of those this season, so he's looking for his 3rd one if he can get the job done here in just a handful of laps left to go in this race. I think he on average he's a little faster than the 1 Dustin, but he has to just make the corners a little more efficient for himself, not try to attack it so much.
Yeah, and we've already covered that. I mean, this track is tough to pass at, Jeremy. We've seen how many side-by-side battles last for laps on end. It's not an easy track to pass at, and if you're thrown out of your routine, out of your rhythm enough, as you see the 64, Danny White get a little loose out of turn 4 there, and every bit of ground he made, he just lost there, and that's why this is one of the tougher tracks to pass.
Off of turn 3 and turn 4 for the second to final time tonight. White flag presented by absolutely nobody. 1 lap to go, 0.8 of a second. Track cleared for the 34. Just has the 89 in front of him. That's going to be no harm whatsoever to Michael Thorpe Jr. 2 more corners, and you're going to tie Jacob Grant for 4 wins in the 2025 Global Racing League Truck Series. Here we are, checker flags to the number 34, Michael Thorpe Jr.
Yeah, excellent run in the later stages of this season here for Full Throttle Motorsports, and driver of the 34, Michael Thorpe Jr. Joshua Altus brings it home P2, and Jacob Grant locks in P3.
And that is your podium. Let's see what Thorpe can do for his 4th win. It's been kind of fun to talk to the 2 most winningest drivers, tied for 4 wins each, right? I just got word. Bobby Mantle Jr. Bobby Mantle, 89, ran the race on this qualifying setup. He just keyed into everybody. Don't race on your call setting. So that's why he was destroyed.
Oh man. Oh man, that's brutal. Poor Bobby.
We've all made that mistake once or twice.
Yeah, we've all been there. All been there.
You can take the little bit of wedge out, you can take the tape off, and you can raise the tire pressures. Outside of that, you're screwed, bud. There's not much more you can do to correct that. But
nope.
Burn them down. Michael Thorpe doing a fantastic burnout here. Michael Thorpe Sr., where you at, 94? LOL. Go get him, Junior. Well, he was in 2nd place, 1 second back, in all fairness. But here is your unofficial race results for race number 22 at Richmond. Michael Thorpe Jr., Joshua Altus, and Jacob Grant will be talking to us in just a moment. Tyler Honeycutt and Michael Hayes rounds out your top 5. 6 through 10 is Danny White, EJ Luna, Bradley Miner, Matthew Escalera, and Shane Wielden. And that is your only top 10 guys on the lead lap. Everybody else, one lap down or more. David Holsey, Austin McGill, Marvel Spearman, Abram Ghostin, Bobby Mantle, Dustin Franklin, Jonathan Gaston, Ricky Hudgens, Jeff Weimer, Chuck Cobb, Stephen Knight, Callum Bailey, who actually did not start in any of the 3 sessions, but is still on the list. So there you are. All right, 21 entries, 250 laps, all completed, Dustin. We got one task left to do. 2 of the 3 guys have found their channel. It's going to bring the last one in. There they are. Bada bing, bada boom. Post-race show presented by Victory Fuel. Officially underway. We're going to bring in our 3rd place finisher, the 19, Mr. Jacob Grant, P3, man. What's going on?
My shoulder hurts. I didn't do a lot of practice here, so I'm happy I got 3rd.
Yeah, this track is terrible for a shoulder. You're consistently just turning. So I don't know what your force feedback settings look like, but 15th to 3rd, about I think the 3rd caution, you kind of jumped up a bunch of positions. So is that something you just were gifted? Did you plan on it early? Because that kind of puts you in position the rest of the night.
Well, I screwed up on my qualifying and hit the wall on my 2nd lap, and that just kind of threw everything away. So started 15th, and my goal was to just really try to save my tires and have that long run pace just in case we get a long green flag run, which we did after that short little caution there in the beginning, which I was a part of, unfortunately. But that sucked. So luckily I didn't get any damage from that. Just was patient, trying to work my way around drivers as cleanly, as smoothly as I could, and a lot of guys let me go. A lot of guys didn't. They battled the hell out of me, but that's what we're on a racetrack for. So thankful for the hard battles. It makes it fun. So just worked my way up through the field. After, like, I want to say 30 or 40 laps, I found myself like 2 or 3 tenths faster than the leaders at one point. So I felt good, and luckily some cautions fell when we needed them and gave us some good track position, and ended up speeding on pit road, and had to go to the back of the line there at the end whenever me and Austin McGill got into it. So drove from the back all the way up to 3rd again. So good performance.
Yeah, 100% there. Speaking of performance, you and Michael Thorpe Jr. tied 4 wins each this season. What's that battle going to look like into the playoffs now? Are you prepared to go battle with the 34 for most wins in 2025?
Prepared to go head to head with him and Bobby Mantle. Hell, and Steve. I think us 4 are it's gonna be a showcase between us 4.
There you go. Just calling the final 4 early. All right, man. Well, appreciate your time. Great job out there, P3. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, first I'd like to thank Caitlin for always supporting me and watching me. I know she's tired as hell. We went out to a river today and floated on some tubes. So thank you for staying up and supporting me, Caitlin. Love you. Everybody that races on Grim Reaper Motorsports, Bobby actually put on the wrong setup. He forgot to change to his race setup, so that's why Bobby was so slow tonight. He was
We heard.
racing on the quali setup. So super thankful for those guys over there at Grim. Thankful for you guys broadcasting week in, week out. I missed last week's race. I went back and I watched the race on YouTube, and it was just as good to watch as it would have been to race. But thank you guys, everybody who runs this league and keeps it going. Thank you.
4 weeks from now, I'll be doing the same thing, floating down a river for 3 days consistently. So that'll be a fun time.
It's fun. It's relaxing.
It really is. Minus the 90-degree weather, everything else about it is fantastic. But man,
Yeah, I got a little
congrats,
burnt today.
what's that?
I said, yeah, I got a little burnt today.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, man. That water reflection, it zaps you.
Yep.
All right. Have a good rest of your night, sir. We'll catch you for round number 1, race number 1 next week.
Yes, sir.
So what I hear, Jeremy, is Grim Reaper Motorsports. They had an uh-oh in qualifying, and then another one had an uh-oh in race. A little bit of an off night for the Reapers.
Get it out of the way now. Final race, where majority of it was just throwaway, right? So
There you go. What better time to
Out of
do
your
it?
system. Yeah. Now it's full alert in their mindset, ready for the playoffs next week. Good night to do it if you're gonna do it. Second
Absolutely.
place again. We don't talk too often. We have this fourth start coming in here, P2 tonight. So 2 of your 4 starts happen to be a top 5. Joshua Altis, congrats, dude.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Great truck overall. It looked like the lap 20 to lap 50 range for you was just blistering fast. Looks like the first part of the race, the beginning wasn't all the way there, then the end kind of tailed off. But toward the end of that race, you and Michael Thorpe Jr., you had a really good short run track. Did you do any adjustments to try to keep up with him on that final set of green flag laps?
Yeah, I think I over adjusted. First of off, it's good to be back. I'm just running part time here, so didn't have much to do tonight. So Richmond's one of my favorite tracks. I am a Virginia native, so kind of home track. And yeah, we had a really good pace. Got the pole, which was really cool because I'm normally really bad at qualifying. So was excited to get the pole and yeah, just kind of felt out the race. I think Michael and Austin were both really good. They got by me pretty early and just kind of settled in and was just trying to get an idea of how much to push, how much to save. It's always that kind of give and take of you want to push to keep track position because then when things get spread out, it's so hard to pass here. So was a little conservative early and then pushed a little bit more later and was just kind of searching for that right line and yeah, I made an adjustment and it just got way too loose at the end. I was tight and entering the corner and then just sliding the rears really bad coming off. And I thought I was going to be okay because I was trying to take care of it when I was out front. And then once he caught me, I started going and just didn't quite have it. So he did a good job. He got in me a little bit earlier and he apologized in there. So no worries there. And he passed me clean and did a good job.
Speaking of track position, 8 cautions tonight, by the way. How did someone like you maintain your track position all night long when you had to deal with limited amount of tire sets plus 8 cautions that were not too much stacked on top for one another? So how did you decide on what pit stops to take those tires?
Yeah, I think we took our first set around like I want to say lap 67 or so, and we had 4 additional sets. So if you count the one we started with, technically, it's around every 50 laps that you could put tires on. So that's kind of the number I had in my head just to kind of average it. And I did do a little bit of strategy once we had that really long green flag run. I had just burnt my stuff up and was dropping at that point. So decided to come short pit those guys, and it actually worked out pretty well. I think I'd cycled back to second at that point, and yeah, I can't complain too much. I guess if it went a little bit longer, could have maybe trapped some more guys a lap down. But yeah, you just kind of have to play the guessing game a little bit because you don't know when you're going to get a super long run or when it's stat. And when it's stat, you don't want to give up the trap position. So yeah, a little bit lucky there to get that caution and kind of reset things, and just was kind of right around that 1.5, 2.5 average running order all night. And I think, like I said, the 34 and the 99 were all really good. So it was just going to be who could get out in front and hold everyone off.
Yeah, 100% there, dude. Congrats on the second place. Don't know how many times we're going to see you the remaining of the year, but been very fast. 4 starts, 2 top 5s. Very good job so far. Any shout outs you want to give out tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, thanks, man. Shout you guys out. Appreciate the broadcast. Always a good time to go back and watch the broadcast. So appreciate y'all's time. Thanks to Bobby and everyone that runs the league. Appreciate my team, Ghost Motorsports, Tyler Honeycutt, and all those guys for letting me run with them. And got to thank Apets Mountain Apparel. Go get you a nice T-shirt. Local company in Boone's Mill, Virginia. Drew Hodges runs that. So really excited to have them on board as partners. And they just released kind of like a racing line. So go check them out over there at apetsmountainapparel.com. And thanks Senvar Solar. Anyone that's looking to get solar in the Virginia area, the 30% federal tax credit is unfortunately going away at the end of this year. So now's the time to try to get in before the tax credit goes away. shoot me a message. I'll walk you through how solar works and see if we can save you a lot of money. And just thank my wife for letting me run.
All right, man. Yeah, absolutely. You have a good rest of your night, sir, and we'll catch you next week or just whenever you get some moments to race with us again.
Yeah, I
Down the
appreciate it,
nice
guys.
Yes, sir. Joshua Altis coming in here to show these guys what's up, Dustin. 50% of the time, we're talking to this guy. So now, time for the fourth time. Going to bring in the race winner tonight, the driver of the 34, who's been on fire in the month of July and August, Michael Thorpe Jr. What's up?
Nothing much.
Man, you quick everywhere. What was the strategy tonight? How'd you plan for the race? The truck was blistering fast all the way through. You did in the moment though. You got caught in the back. So walk us through that and your strategy.
Well, I've been practicing all week long and just running officials in the trucks and just make sure the setup was dialed in, ready to get going. Yep, and just trying my best. That was my old man.
Okay, he's in there talking to him as this interview is going on. I was kind of curious. I didn't think anything was funny on my question, but you got some moments behind the scenes, which is cool. Cool to see him chatting it up on YouTube and then coming into the room afterwards. So, congrats. But yeah, you got put to the back there with a wreck, and then you took a while to get back to the front. When you were back there and you had, of course, limited tires and 8 cautions, what did you do to kind of plan to get back to where you were?
Well, basically just try my best to just stay single file and not go too wide. And I know a few of those guys gave me a good fight, just held me up a little bit, much more than I wanted to be held up. But it's racing, it's short track racing. You're gonna get held up by a lot of traffic. You're gonna get held up by competition in general. But just overall, just kind of glad. Kind of glad I got through them and just got back up front after that mistake I made on 94.
Yeah, to inform that, I got one more for you. You tied Jacob Grant for the most wins this season at 4 apiece. Now it's playoff season. You trying to take that title for most wins? And
Oh,
overall,
yeah.
of course.
Well, trust me, we're on a heater right now. I'm not done yet. We're going for 4 in a row, 5 this season.
Awesome. I love to hear it. Dustin, got anything for Michael before we let him go?
I tell you what, man, we talked about it in the race. The Full Throttle Motorsports team, this second half of the regular season has almost just seemed like you guys have come out of nowhere. We talked about Grim Reaper early on in the season. That's when Jacob Grant got his three-peat that he was trying to go for 4 in a row, and then it seems like the second half it's been either yourself or Austin McGill that we've been talking about. What is the secret sauce that's been going on that has brought both of you guys into the limelight for this second half of the season to finish off the regular season?
Just honestly, I gotta go with my sponsor, Team Watson Racing Setup. I've ended up talking with the builders over there and rest of the guys, just trying to really dial in these setups every week in and week out, and just overall practicing with them, running officials with them constantly, and just let them know what adjustments they can make and what changes we can do to make the truck better. And honestly, these past 3 weeks, just on fire.
Yeah, that is the understatement.
See, Dustin, that's the answer I'm looking for. Not the I showed up 2 minutes before qualifying. and
Right?
just did well.
That seems to be the usual we get. Like, I didn't have any practice time. I just showed up here and finished P2 or I won. Nah, man, that's the response that we're looking for there, Michael, is, hey, we put in the wheel time, we put in the wrench time, we put in the time. But I tell you what, whatever you guys are doing, keep it going, because Full Throttle Motorsports has been on fire this season, the second half of this season. So look forward to seeing what you guys are going to bring to the table come playoffs starting next week at the Milwaukee Mile. But the floor is yours, my man. Any shout outs, thanks you want to give?
Team Watson Racing Setups, Guardian, my old man downstairs watching the race, and Roster Wraps. Honestly, without these sponsors, I would not have be able to do this.
There you go. All right, man. Well, appreciate your time once more. Playoffs next week. We will see you at the Milwaukee Mile.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, 3 drivers down, 0 to go. Post-race interviews over. Regular season over. Time next week for 1 race before we hit a week off to then go through the whole rest of the playoff season. Dustin, how are we excited? This is brewing to be a very good final races here of the season.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, the schedule, it seems like there's a solid schedule on there. Should be fun, with the exception of Darlington being pulled out. That would have been an awesome race to call. I love calling Darlington races, but I can understand if that was why they pulled it out of there, just to try to give a little bit more, evenness to it, a little less unpredictability, if you want to call it that. But it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be a good battle all the way out. I agree with Jacob Grant. He named like 4 different drivers among himself that it's going to be a solid battle there. But you can't count some of those sleepers, man, that have been consistently performing either. That's what the playoffs are all about. They bring out the best of the best. Drivers will show up or show out, one of the two, and I think it's going to be a good one.
100%. I am looking forward to it, absolutely. Just to recap, 6 lead changes, 5 leaders, and 8 cautions tonight to end the regular season. And that's it. That's it for us. Catch us live this coming Wednesday for 4 weeks left, I do believe, of the OP Butt Kicker Grand National Series as they continue on their playoffs.
Talladega.
Final race of the Gen 4. It's your house, your car, Gen 4 Talladega. That's probably everyone's favorite combination right there. That'll be a blast. So join us 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday to catch all the action on that. And then Thursday for the Pro Sim Racing Alliance Fixed ARCA Series. I was trying to think if they had a week off or not. They don't. So we're going to be live Wednesday night and Thursday night, both the same time, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You guys, until then, stay safe. And get your nerd on. And Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when